It's been months since a fire ripped through a West suburban Cicero house, killing 7 people, including 4 children. It was the deadliest fire in that town's history. Well, today, that house is finally being torn down. WGN's Nancy Liu is joining us from Cicero with more on this. Nancy?
Monica, the heavy equipment will be moving in soon to demolish what's left of that building, so it will soon go away, but residents say a lot of sad memories will never go away. Bit by bit, workers are hauling away pieces of the most tragic fire in Cicero history. The 4-flat, where 7 people lost their lives on Valentine's Day, will be demolished and cleared by next week. Former resident Lori Santana had to stop by for a final look. She says the demolition will bring some closure.
Tearing it down, it just is a constant reminder of, the windows and running down the stairs. And if you see just just a lot, it might be a little bit different considered to seeing the way, that was our room and that's what we were in, or that's the way the backyard looked. Just not having so much of a visual.
Lori and her family were able to escape from the second floor that night, but another family got trapped in the attic after flames engulfed the stairwell. Among the dead, 2 young brothers, their parents, 2 other relatives, and a family friend. Soon after, the building's landlord and a maintenance worker were charged with arson and murder in a scheme to collect on a $250,000 insurance policy. With occupied homes on both sides, today's demolition will be a delicate process, but everyone involved views the job as necessary.
It's good for everybody. The smell in the neighborhood is going to finally go away and just get back to our feet after this deadly fire.
Now, the landlord and maintenance worker have yet to stand trial in this case. According to prosecutors, the original scheme was to start the fire midday during the week when fewer people would be inside. In Cicero, Nancy Liu, WGN News.
Nancy, thank you. The corruption trial of former Governor Rod Blagojevich was surrounded by some drama yesterday, both inside and outside of the courtroom. After government witness Joseph Carey finished his testimony yesterday, he collided with a TV camera on his way out of the Dirksen Federal Building, fell down after getting hit in the back of the head. Federal marshal had to help him up. It ultimately did not appear that Carey suffered any serious injury. Meanwhile, inside the court, Judge James Zagel publicly criticized the theatrics of Blagojevich's defense attorney, who you're seeing here, Sam Adam Jr. At one point, the judge even ordered the jurors out of the room while he lectured Adam about proper courtroom decorum. Also yesterday, Ali Atta, a former executive director for the Illinois Finance Authority, testified that he got his job after donating some $50,000 to Blagojevich's campaign. The trial will resume on Monday. Meanwhile, a little cafeteria controversy related to Blagojevich's trial. A sign in the Dirksen courthouse, you're looking at it, the cafeteria there, offered 2 new sandwiches yesterday. The Innocent, a.k.a. Blago, and the Patty Melt, referring to Patty Blagojevich. Lawyers eat in that cafeteria, so do judges, even jurors. When someone pointed that out to the cafeteria operator, the sign was quickly erased. Well, an emotional John Burge says he never tortured anyone. And the former Chicago police commander also did shed some tears as he testified at his perjury trial. Burge was on the witness stand for 6 hours yesterday, testifying in his own defense. He repeatedly denied the allegations that he abused any suspects. And when asked about the alleged abuse of Andrew Wilson, Burge briefly started crying. Wilson claims Burge tortured him until he falsely confessed to the murder of 2 policemen. Prosecutors will continue questioning Burge when the trial resumes on Monday, with closing arguments potentially possible later in the week. Lawyers for Drew Peterson are moving forward with plans to try and have a judge bar the mention of his 4th wife, Stacy, during his upcoming murder trial. Peterson's lead attorney, Joel Brodsky, is reportedly making the motion during a pretrial hearing today. Stacy Peterson disappeared nearly 3 years ago, which then prompted investigators to reopen the investigation into the death of Peterson's 3rd wife, Kathleen Savio, which had initially been ruled accidental. It was changed to homicide. Peterson's now set to stand trial for her murder next month. Peterson has been named the primary suspect in Stacy's disappearance, but has not been charged. Brodsky, by the way, is also seeking to keep certain videotapes, such as television appearances by Peterson before his arrest, out of the trial proceedings. 3 women were robbed of their passports and other items early this morning between Wicker Park and Bucktown. The 23-year-old women, all from Ireland, were confronted about 5:30 a.m. near North Avenue and Wood Streets. They told Chicago police that 2 African-American women had approached them and that at least one of them was armed. The victims handed over their purses, several $100s in cash, and a cell phone. No one's in custody. Today's been the last day of school for Chicago Public Schools. Schools Chief Ron Huberman joined teachers at Joseph Ortiz de Dominguez Elementary School on the south side this morning as parents picked up their kids. Huberman says he and his team are working to balance the budget and keep resources in place, including the summer school programs for CPS students.
We share the concern of every single parent about the issue of violence. We stand with our parents in concern. Listen, parents get scared, we get scared to ensure that we keep our kids safe throughout the summer. Because of that, we have made it a huge priority to not cut summer programming this year. On Monday, summer school starts, and we wanted to get the word out to all of our parents who have their kids registered in summer school. It starts this Monday, not much of a break to get the kids back involved.
Huberman says parents should call 311 to get the details on Chicago summer activities for their children. From the Stanley Cup to the stock exchange, Blackhawks center Dave Boland rang the opening bell at the Chicago Board Options Exchange this morning. It's also Blackhawks Day at the Chicago Board of Trade, with traders there wearing Hawks gear today. And remember, if you missed the big Blackhawks parade and rally in downtown Chicago last Friday, or just want to maybe see it again, we'll be showing it again tomorrow night at 7. Plus, we'll also air at 9 on the NHL Network. Relief for Haiti. Still ahead on CLTV's Midday News, a new effort to help small business owners in the earthquake-ravaged island nation get back on their feet. And a large quantity of this popular spaghetti product now under recall.